Yo guys, what's up? Fall Claptrap here, coming at you with another video. Today was going to be Borderlands 3 What We Want, episode 6. I try to do this every week, but you guys know workflow, all that jazz gets in the way. But I got some free time, so I'm here doing what I love, bringing you guys some content. And remember, this is the series where you guys can get featured in my videos if you leave a dope comment about what you want to see in the next Borderlands game. And there's also a forum I like to read sometimes, but comments get first priority over this forum. So anyways, I'll link the forum down below. It's on the Gearbox thread. It's called Borderlands, or What We Want for Borderlands 3, a wish list, and I'll link that down below. So anyways, let's jump right into this. So our first comment is from one of my viewers, FaZe Jeffrey, and this is what he says. What I want is make where you can level up your guns, weapons, and when it levels up, you can get all kinds of parts for the weapon each time the gun levels up. So what I'm understanding this to be is basically like almost like a crafting system from Fallout 4, or I guess a better way to describe it. And I got clarification. I actually messaged him and asked him about this. It would kind of be like the attachment systems from like Call of Duty and games like that, where like you level up your guns and now you can put this sight on it or this grenade launcher on it, which it's cool in Call of Duty and whatnot. I'm not a huge COD player, but I know some of you guys probably are. But I think Borderlands could, whatever spin Borderlands could put on this could be really cool there, because it's really wacky, unrealistic, almost humorous combat. And I think it would just be really cool to see what kind of stuff they could come up with, like, I don't know, some kind of thing that launches like 40 grenades or something like that, or like a skag launcher. It launches skags out of like the underbarrel of your gun or something like that. I could see Gearbox doing that, but I could also see them doing serious things like you level up your gun, so now this normal gun you can turn into a cryo gun, or something along those lines, or you can have a rifle with a shotgun attachment to it or something like that. That would be really cool, and I would really enjoy that. So great idea, Jeffrey. And now here's from a user on the Gearbox forums. I think it's Zarpdong is how you're supposed to pronounce it. This is really cool. He says, I got some ideas for melee weapons for each manufacturer. For example, I can't say the manufacturer's names, guys. Teddior, he says throwing tomahawks / knives which destruct inside a holster after each throw. Kind of like how, those guns you can throw as grenades when you reload them. Hyperion would have stun batons, throwing knives which go faster than others. So you guys know stun batons if you played, they're in Tales from the Borderlands, which you guys are watching right now in the background. Torg would have explosive baton grenades, obviously. Valdorf would have bayonets that can be attached to guns. That would be cool. Dahl would have Swiss Army knives. He says he doesn't know how they'd work, but it'd be cool. Maliwan would have elemental thingies, so they'd have some kind of like elemental knife or throwing knife or something like that. The Bandit would have buzz axes, which would be really cool. And Jacobs, he says he doesn't know. But I just think this is a really good idea to have, add a new layer of gameplay, especially to I love Borderlands. I definitely do, but its gameplay is very the same from one game to the next, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. I love the gameplay, and I'm one of those guys, if it's not broken, you don't fix it. But I think this would be one of those things where you can add it into the game, and it would be great. It would be really cool. And if it doesn't work out, it's a small enough thing where it can be ignored, really, because melee combat's not huge. It could be, as long as they don't do this and also make melee huge and a main part of combat. I think this would work out really well, because melee's not. You guys know melee's not a huge part of combat in the Borderlands games. So if they added this and it failed, big deal. But if they add it and it succeeds, now they just expanded the gameplay elements of Borderlands to a whole new level. So I think this is a really cool idea, and I like how it's you can make it very lore friendly too. So great idea, Zarpdong. And one last thing, I've seen it all over the forums, all over Reddit, in the comments a little bit. So I'm not going to credit any one person with this. So this is just, I think I speak for the entire group when I say this. We would love to see more dialogue in the next Borderlands game, because as far as me personally, I think I've touched on this before too. Borderlands are great games, and the stories are great. Especially, I think Borderlands 2 is one of the best stories in gaming. But the problem is, it's not like a Fallout or a Skyrim, you know, where there's so much dialogue and interacting, where you get the story that way. Or it's not a cutscene game really either. It's a gameplay driven game, obviously, which it's never going to change. But I just think it would be cool for not necessarily like RPG dialogue with choices, but just like dialogue between characters to build upon the lore. Because I mean, there's like environmental storytelling and stuff, but a lot of it is vague, convoluted, hard to tell and figure out. So I think we'd really benefit if there was more dialogue for the lore and the story, and it would help us to build like a more complete whole Borderlands game, which is a strong story. And don't get me wrong, Borderlands 2 loved the story, but it took backseat to the gameplay, in my opinion at least. A strong story is if Borderlands gets a strong story, it will be a complete game, a game of the year tender, no problem at all. Borderlands 2 was a great game with a great story, and it was like, considered a great game, like one of the best games of the past few years. So, I think I speak for all of us when I say that we should have more dialogue in the next Borderlands game. So, anyways, that concludes this video. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe for more. If you thought it sucked, give me a dislike. Hit me up on Twitter, links below. I'm gonna start using that more. I'll link this forum down below, and don't forget, if you have a sweet idea for the next Borderlands game, comment. And one more thing, soon I will be doing a video kind of like this, but it will be a longer discussion, podcast type format. I might bring one of my friends on. We'll just be talking about playable characters. So if you have any ideas for playable characters, please let me know down below, and maybe if you want to be on that episode, let me know down below too, and I'll get in touch with you. And one more thing, I'm thinking about starting a stream, a Borderlands 2 Let's Play stream, including my viewers. I'd have to do it on PC, guys. So if you'd be interested, let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, so anyways, thank you guys for watching. This is Follow Claptrap signing out.